people because those people don't represent me. The thing is,
if Jews were running around all over the world blowing themselves up as suicide bombers, as a Jew, I'd be like, guys, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Okay.
This is accomplishing nothing. But here's the reality. Jews aren't doing that, and Christians aren't doing that.
Jews are not.
Let me ask you a question.
They're not doing that in Gaza. They're not doing that in the West Bank.
Everything you talk about is Gaza. I'm talking about the world.
That's what's happening right now.
You're so obsessed with this one topic.
I am.
I'm trying to understand the world.
There.
Okay.
Because my family lives there.
But my family's in Israel.
Really?
So only your family counts. My family doesn't count.
No. Okay, but like, did your family live in an open air prison and being killed every day?
The open air prison, the genocide.
You see how you
get them new talking points.
You see how
open air prison.
Talking point.
Israel left Gaza in 2006.
It didn't leave. It left and it put it under blockade.
It's called a disengagement. Why do they have a blockade? Maybe because they're shooting missiles hundreds of times a day. Yeah, I'd pretty much put a country in a blockade if they were shooting missiles every single day.
You cut them from the sea, cut them from the water. It's like, okay, go live. How do you do that?
Let's move on from Israel because I know you're hyper obsessed with it. Why?
I'm not hyper obsessed. You keep asking me about Israel.
No, I ask you about the world, and I'm asking you about Christianity and Muslims and Judaism. You want to focus on Israel. Why can Muslims move to any Christian country they want, but Christians and Jews can move to 0 Muslim countries? Why is that?
What about Dubai? What about
I'll ask it again.
What about all of these countries? What are you talking about?
You mean the country?
You're just mentioning Qatar and Dubai and all of there's like a lot of expats living there.
So the middle, this is my point, and I'm glad you're catching on.
Yeah.
That I'm not racist. I'm pointing out.
Well, there are Christian countries who like shit. I wouldn't lose that because of the economy.
I'm pointing out that in certain Muslim countries, they're getting it right. Or at least attempting to.
Good for them.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, good for them. Good for Qatar. Good for UAE. Good for Saudi and what MBS is doing. Good for them. They're examples of what could be done. Gaza, if they took the billions of government of international aid, could be Dubai, but they decided to make a terror state. So the question that I'm asking is,
are you saying that there's so many money coming in and just like Hamas used it in order to make weapons?
There's people of Hamas who are literal billionaires living in Qatar, flying around on private jets. How do you explain that?
They're horrible people, and I don't condone them. All right,
okay.
I'm talking about the millions of people in Gaza.
But horrible people, Hamas. Let's not talk about that. We'll move on. But Israel. Let me give you a dissertation over here.
Like
I'm trying to give you some.
You're just like shouting over me.
I'm not. Because every time I'm talking,
you are basically going around all of the stuff that's happening with Muslim people that is bad, and then basically what you're doing is you are undertoning. You are trying to find an excuse to keep that killing in Gaza continue because Muslims are bad, Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are poor. So let's just like kill those people in Gaza.
You are so intellectually lazy. It's comical because I'm not even talking about Gaza.
You keep insulting me.
You keep insulting me
because I'm trying.
I could say like you are a motherfucking racist. You know, like how would you
what
feel
have I said that's
that?
Racist? I'm saying
everything that you say about racists, the way that you speak about Muslims, that we are terrorists and we are horrible people. Basically, you're telling people that we deserve to die. And Israel has everything to do in order to kill those people. Anyways, if
I've said 0 of those words.
Hopefully, if
you were putting all those words in my mouth, I said 0 of those words.
If my wife's cousin, who's a doctor, get killed tomorrow, I'm going to send you a postcard.
So if my actual cousin gets killed in Israel, that's okay.
They will not, because you know what? They are safe because he's not living in an open air prison.
Why are they safe? Maybe because they have the Israeli Defense Force, the Iron Dome that stops all the missiles.
They don't have that.
Yeah, but
they don't have that.
Maybe you should have built that instead of tunnels.
With what?
With all the billions of foreign aid that was given.
What billion foreign aid are you?
How much money does Iran give? How much money does Qatar give? How much does the international community?
Actually trickled through Israel. You understand that Israel is actually holding
your argument holds no weight because all you're doing is defending Hamas. You have zero argument.
I'm the last one to defend Hamas, by the way, and I've actually said the terrorist group, and I'm a big fan of Hamas. But I'm just giving you some facts. Every single money that goes into Gaza goes through Israel. As a matter of fact, Biden has a big problem with Netanyahu because he's withholding the tax money that paid by the Palestinian people to the Palestinian Authority, and Netanyahu is holding it back. Have you heard about that? Have you read about that? Just 2 days ago, if you're reading your stuff, but you don't. But the thing is, Netanyahu is holding back the tax money from the Palestinian in West Bank, and he's not giving it to Ahmed
Abed. Funny, man. You're so funny.
No, you're just so ignorant.
You're saying all the money that's going to Hamas is coming through Israel? Sure.
Filtered through Israel.
Sure. All the money.
Filtered through Israel.
Yeah, all the money from Iran going right through through Israel. Sure, that's likely. All the money from Qatar.
Transferred by Netanyahu in 2019, the Likud party, telling them that he is actually overlooking the amount of money coming from Qatar, and he is doing that in order to split the Palestinian Authority. Listen to me.
I'm familiar with this. I'm not disagreeing
how
with.
About you? How about you? Listen, educate yourself about that.
I'm not disagreeing that Netanyahu has done some fucked up things.
Here it is.
Okay.
Here it is. Oh my God. Here it is.
Biden is in frustrating call told Bibi to solve Palestinian tax revenue issue.
Yeah, because Israel is withholding the taxes. You understand every single money transaction.
That's your argument right there?
That's part of the argument. Every single money transaction, whether it's taxes, whether aids, it has to go through the Israeli government.
So all the money that Iran is funding Hamas, you're saying that goes through Israel? Is that what you're saying?
Through Qatar, through Israel.
Okay. That's so false. It's so flagrantly false.
I want you to educate yourself more.
Okay, I will. I'll go read up on this. But if you mean to tell me that Israel is intercepting the money that Iran is sending to Hamas and says, yeah, we'll send it to you guys. But believe me, they're not doing it.
By the way, it's 11:15. It's 11:15. We're going to wrap up. Here's what I will say. I'm going to be very honest with both of you guys. I mean, I've been listening to both of you guys, and I love this. I love this. Let me tell you why. The average American right now is sitting there. There's a group that agrees with you. There's a group that agrees with you. Regardless of what it is, a lot was said, and it was actually pretty educated discussion. For me, I'm normally not this quiet. I love the fact that I heard this conversation. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I appreciate you for having, it was very obvious. This is what happens, Bassem, in the future when you're doing podcasts. Follow the same rule. The 8 hours of sleep you got last night was very helpful. It was obviously felt.
I was hangover. I mean, I'm there's pain in my back as I'm speaking out of pain.
I got a guy waiting for you right now. Just so I
Can I say one thing to Basif?
Yeah.
I don't care how much we argue, and that's fine. I would have a beer with you. I would party with you. I'll go see your comedy show.
His back, though?
Whatever this guy needs.
My back?
I'll give you a hand. I'll give you a handy under the table if it'll make you feel better. It's all good.
Dude,
I love this conversation.
Listen,
this is the only way that situations can be solved. It can be uncomfortable. It can be argumentative. But I'd rather sit down at the table with people I disagree with than completely ignore them.
At the end of the day, the heated discussions, all of this at the end of the day is words.
Yep.
Words don't hurt anybody. And the thing is, if it hurts you, it means that you need to check your ego. One thing I learned is that put your ego aside. So if you felt that I am attacking you, it's not. It's like I'm always attacking your argument.
Brother, I'll give you a hug on air, off air. I'm good.
It's never about you because there is absolutely no point of like losing each other and losing each other. We have come from obviously different background, but I would rather have this heated discussion and then stand up. And because at the end of the day, we are all Americans, we're sitting here, and hopefully we're doing that in order to learn something that will not happen.
We totally